Is This How Bloody Mary Came to Be? By Unavailable. Hello and welcome to another live TV. Really, I can talk, I promise you. Welcome back to another Will It Forge game stream. For those of you missing the art streams, I've got good news. I am working on picking out the details for my next art project. It is going to be an image on wood with watercolors, it looks like. And I'm sorry anybody that was hoping for DLive. This time the bug's on me. Apparently DLive is being sent the data, but they are not presenting it, and they don't have time really to troubleshoot that right now. At least I'm not going to take the time to troubleshoot that now. DLive is gonna DLive apparently, but we still have YouTube. YouTube's working just fine. We just have to deal with the YouTube restrictions as far as if I play music, somebody out there is gonna try and claim it. Doesn't matter. If the mood moves me, I'll play music too. Chat at people. Now I do have the chat up. I do have a couple of images. I've started narrowing down the next image for an art stream, and it's kind of an interesting process. I start with just kind of looking for a design that appeals to me, and of course there's certain things that's got to be kind of an image that interests me, but there's also like a needed level of complexity to work with and everything, because I don't want like a simple design that, oh hey, yeah, let's do an art stream. I need 3 images for this hour and a half stream, 2-hour stream, because yeah, it just doesn't take that long, even allowing the paint to dry. That's right, returning to our roots with watching paint dry, although the paint that we'll be watching dry is going to be a watercolor this time instead of an acrylic. If you remember my old dragon picture, the one that I showed that demonstrates how that black really pops, that was a watercolor too. I've got more watercolors than just those, and I've got a week to dig them out. Now, naturally, with the space that I print that in, you kind of run into issues. I just set my drink back down and couldn't do it by feel. So this, you run into issues of the smaller spaces being harder on getting the brush in there and everything. So you get the tension between complexity and other things. Here's one design I'm looking at. And here's another. Obviously, I hate myself. But we'll see. I've got another week, well, most of the week to narrow it down, plus a little bit of time to burn it into the wood. But yeah, right now these are the 2 top contenders. If I could find a more complicated stained glass design, that might work for me too. Have fun with things like that. So that's where that sits right now. And if you notice from those, there's not a lot of big, aside from like this right here on this fish, it's mostly thinner lines, not a lot of big super dark areas, because those I'll still have to black in like I've done before, either with acrylic or oil paint. So with that, coming back to today, our Minecraft Hardcore Edition, and gonna keep building and trying to survive and digging, because we're working on building a house with a design similar to the one I showed at the end of the stream last week. But I have to be careful because it's one and done on a life, so if anything kills me, that's it, I don't exist anymore. I'll get my music back. I haven't bothered with trying to isolate the game audio on this from my OBS. Maybe I should, but know your limitations and your time frame, right? I have had suggestions of other games, which I may do some of those too. I'm planning on hitting the art streams as a alternating art stream, game stream kind of thing. I'll give you the there I go again. Give a little variety, so that hopefully well, my options are either I can be like more universally entertaining or possibly more universally boring. We'll kind of see where that goes. What I look for is do alternating between games and art streams. The art won't come out quite as fast, but I'll be mixing up the entertainment. And of course, right now is when Windows starts trying to prompt me to reboot for an update that it never wants to finish processing. It had to pick this time specifically. As far as the games go, some people don't like Minecraft, and you know, that's them. I don't blame them. I do like Minecraft, so I'm gonna keep it on the roster, but I can see doing a variety to try and mix up the entertainment for people. Of course, half the games I've got for fit for streaming, so to speak, run along the lines of horror variants. Although I do have a few versions of Civilization and some other stuff like that, and some real-time strategy. But what I was thinking of is I don't really want to try streaming 7 Days to Die again until I get Alpha 19, unless that's going to be a long time yet, and I haven't found an answer on that yet to see. And then I've got Dead by Daylight, which, not construction, it's a procedural. It's fun for me. Maybe playing as a survivor or a killer, and I enjoy both of them, though I'm a little better at survivor, as most people are. So I might mix it up a little bit with the other games, but Minecraft is going to stay in the mix. Sorry to the people who can't stand it. Just a moment, because all this flipping around and my chat fell back to the behind. Not that anybody's talking right now. I know you're out there, lurkers. I lurk too, I can't blame you, but... Sorry, I realized I line up a few things in my screen so that I can see OBS, the chat, and my game at the same time. There we go. But that kind of gives an idea of where things are. Next week, planning an art stream. To cramp myself in the little creative corner. It's the hilarious thing is my best workspace for the art is, with monsters around, the most compact space I've got too. And then I am here and building. Well, actually digging, because I demonstrated from the my survival mode game, building similar to this. My first step is just to dig all the way down to bedrock. And then, as I start building up and working on different resources, I plant a garden down there, I plant a tree farm down there. And one of the beautiful things for survival mode down at bedrock gardening and bedrock tree farming, if you clear up that space that you're working with there, you stay safe. Keep your lights on. It's got to be dark for the monsters to spawn in this game. At least the ones that I've got to worry about. And so I keep the tree farm and the garden well lit, and they can be down deep underground and not have a problem. This trick actually works in the real world too, at least for small trees and garden plants, but it certainly kills your electric bill and the federal government decides that you might be doing something hinky. And if you're hearing that, DEA, that's not from doing anything hinky in my apartment. That's what I know. One of the things you folks look at is electric bills and sudden heat shifts. And that's not because I think the DEA is monitoring my live stream. The FBI and DEA are monitoring my phone, which is down on the floor next to me. Because I listen to everybody. Okay, enough tinfoil hattery. This one's gonna take a while. I'm kind of watching all my alerts because I saw a minute ago Kyler coming online, and I've now got three watching the stream at this moment. I've got a guess as to who the three are even. Don't worry, I'm not going to dox anybody. And no, I'm not one of them. I could be. I've got to say, I've got enough equipment and accounts and everything. I could keep my stream in with like 4 or 5 constant viewers. That would be hilarious. And then screw with the algorithm that way, because I don't think YouTube would be like, hey, these are coming in on all the same IP address. I wonder why that is. Oh, Paris the Thought, we're good boys here. Just unprofessional, yeah, exactly. And is just got home from running errands. Hey, running errands is an important thing. It's a nice day to do it. I say this because it's not snowing at the moment, and the cold might keep some of the people home. Okay, the last time I ran errands, I wore this big respirator mask and my hoodie. I got my fingers crossed on a plague doctor mask any day now. And get to do this, which is a good relaxation after what has been definitely a week. I'm going to go ahead and clear out some of my inventory and make a few more tools because I'm almost out of pickaxes. I'll start up some music, but I think I'm going to be digging until the next sunrise at least. I got a spot for stone, don't I? That's dirt. I got dirt. We'll just drop all of our stone in here for right now. Except one stack. I gotta make more pickaxes. Rainy, overcast, and just blah. Well, I just kind of expect that from Michigan, so looking out my window, it's actually kind of bright out there. Good day for me to stay in. Because I got that introvert vampire thing going. The light, it burns. It burns! It burns! That is so me. And knowing that Cat's gonna cat just before the stream, about 15 minutes before the stream, gave them some treats, and they've got one stuffed animal toy. It's a dog toy with a little squeaker in it, but they don't have enough force behind them to make it squeak. But I've got catnip in a few forms. I got like catnip flakes and powder. I've got some treats with catnip in them, and then I've got it's sold under one brand as Bliss Mist. It's a catnip oil spray. It's a catnip oil and water, and I periodically spritz that toy down with the catnip. Yeah, the pitiless light of the day star. Pitiless is right. So I take out the Bliss Mist and I spray down this toy, and then they go kind of wild over that toy, and I've seen them licking it to groom it and lick up the catnip, and I've seen them snuggling it and cuddling it and wrestling with it. Well, now the druggies, one's laying in my lap, curled up and saying like, now's the perfect nap time. The other one is curled up on her favorite bed other than me, the cable box. And the reason why it's her favorite is it's self-heating, and she's the master of the power button. I tell you, the energy saver on the cable box is turned on. It automatically turns off if it's if you don't use the remote in a certain period of time, or if you're not, if it's like on the guide or the idle screen, it automatically turns off. There's only 4 times I've seen it off. 2 of those, I turned it off and went to bed, and when I got up in the morning, it was turned on. The other 2, I was watching a movie and she turned it off. Yeah, everybody's a critic. The rest of the time, I know it automatically turns itself off all the time. And she goes and turns it on to have a warm bed. Yep, they are very much dude. I can see sound right now. I wonder if it's called a claw because it's at the end of our paw, but is C-shaped. Boy, I don't know where that one came from. And of course, this is the perfect time for one of my allergens to kick in. I've lost my bottle of Zyrtec. I have to find it. And my eyes start watering. Like, irritated, something in your eye. Painful watering. Moon is directly overhead as it crosses the sea of the sky and all those pretty little stars. One thing I've never pondered, I never checked to see if the star scene in Minecraft is consistent. It probably is. Oh, I saw a video on, I don't know if it was on Reddit. No, not Reddit. I don't know if it was on Instagram or if it was on Twitter. Yes, I'm on Twitter. The cats aren't. The cats are on Instagram and more popular than I am, so I don't mess with Instagram. They don't mess with Twitter. But the video was going on about different game worlds and their relative size in square kilometers. And they're going through and hitting the different levels of GTA and hitting Skyrim and hitting they get out, keeps going out, and they hit Minecraft, and Minecraft it's like hundreds of trillions of square kilometers or something like that, and that's like the size of each map, all of which are built off of different seeds. And then it went and they couldn't even graphically represent it. It hit No Man's Sky, which in square kilometers is just way off the charts. Saw a discussion on a meme today about superpowers. They just like take a pill and get one, and they had mind reading, invisibility, teleportation, and what was the 4th one? I don't remember the 4th one offhand, but it's like they're going through time travel. And they basically broken it down to the only one worth anything is teleportation. And then this guy piped in, is like, yeah, it kind of depends on details of the teleportation. You know, do you have control over it? Do you have can you pick where and when you're going? Does your whole body go with you? Because, it kind of sucks to have teleportation powers, and it's like totally random, and you can't guarantee that it's all of you going, or all of you going to the same place. That'd be one of those 30-second and you're dead powers. Yeah, No Man's Sky is a whole galaxy to explore. But it is a measurable distance in square kilometers. But it is huger than anything out there. It was hilarious, and they threw Minecraft in there, and Minecraft dwarfs almost all the ones before it. And then you get No Man's Sky that can hold multiple Minecraft maps and everything before it. Yeah, exactly. Nightcrawler or D&D teleportation. Very important details. Well, you get the lots of ways that let's go with just the basics here. Sorry, I didn't want to blow my nose in your ear. Live TV is the perfect time for the allergies to kick in full time, full blown. Let's say that, just some basic controls. You control when you go. You definitely go complete in yourself. You're not leaving your left leg or your right arm or an eyebrow behind. Yeah, or you open a portal. Yeah. But, it's all of you. So that's not going, just the mere process of teleporting by itself isn't going to be fatal. Let's be generous. You take your clothes with you, too. Like, huh? Yeah, people don't think about that. You can teleport, but it's like time travel in Terminator. It requires like a bioorganic field, so it has to be living beings teleporting. So you end up going naked. You can't take hardware and equipment and clothes with you. No, you go. Your whole body, all of you, your clothes go. If you wish to expend the energy, anything that you are firmly gripping or that is firmly gripping you can be carried too. We're just throwing everything in your favor. Here's the restriction. You have absolutely no control over where you're going except for the certain knowledge that it is somewhere on the planet and you can't see it. Exactly, Kyler. Take the clothes with me. The embarrassing otherwise, well, I don't look in the mirror myself. I'm not going to be inflicting that on other people. So, but yeah, you've got total control. You take yourself, you take your clothes, you can take other things or people with you, but you can't control where you go. You just know that it is someplace on the planet that you cannot see at the moment of departure. Oh, hey, that could be the next room. That could be the middle of an active volcano. It could be the middle of the ocean. Middle of the ocean, next room, not too bad because you can port again. Active volcano, well, how long can you live? And there's also, you know, we'll just throw another monkey wrench in this. There's no guarantee that you will land in empty space. Hey, you teleported and half of you's on this side of the sliding door, half of you's on that side of the sliding door. Yeah. Well, you know, Kyler, there are guys that could get away with that. You know, they've got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. Now we've upgraded. I've got 2 stoned cats in my lap. Hey, it keeps them quiet, right? Well, the sun's up. We're going to go exploring. Let's see. That'll be east, so we're going to try north. We know that we've got lava east and west. I don't think I got far enough this way other than knowing I've got fish and squids, which means endless water, endless, you know, limitless water supply and endless ink right there. You know, you take the different people like the guy who played Derek Morgan in Criminal Minds. Excuse me, I seem to have misplaced my clothes. Yeah. Ripped Thor? Chris Hemsworth? Yeah. Does mother know you weareth her drapes? I'm a terrible Tony Stark, obviously. I saw a wolf around here, which wolf is nice because they take care of skeletons for you. Which means if it gets nice and a skeleton pops in, Wolfie's gonna do something about it. Yeah, closer to Fat Thor than Thin Ripped Thor. That was one of the best things about Endgame, because I finally got my Thor body on. Actually, I'm a little better off than the Thor body, because I still got a little bit of a Michelin in the middle, but I don't have a beer gut, so it's not quite the same. Wonder what they have here. Hot dogs are done. Be right back. Yeah, that's something I should have done, is put something in a slow cooker. Of course, what I might do midstream is, you know, unprofessionally again, I might pause it, refill the water in the immersion cooker and throw a steak in there, because that can sit and cook while I'm just doing other stuff. Different water. Lots of fish. Still don't have a compass, so I don't want to get too far from home yet. How did I not fall there? So a little bit further and then I'm homeward bound. I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. I've already got my farm cows, so cows in the wild can become food and leather on the hoof. I gotta be careful not to get too far from my guiding lights. One thing I could say about music, art, games, and streaming, Hank did not do it this way. And if you get that reference, we definitely can be friends. I'm gonna take a moment and see if DLive has suddenly started working or not. No, and just offline. Okay, so we're going to, instead of going through the tree, I'm just going to go around it for the moment. Mostly seems like a pretty nice area around. I've got lots of sources for sand, which are going to be very nice because lots of sand means I can do my glass. Critical component for the home as it's going to be built. I'm not gonna worry too much about this right now, just a little bit of collection. Just gonna cross over one more hill and then turn around. And getting back, because I had to get the dogs in the belly. I'm sure Fido is terribly offended by that. Why you eat dog? No eat dog. Although I love the parody song about Cat in the Kettle. Here we go. Here's a spot I can stand while I do some... Get my butt out of here steps. No telling what the cheap was. Well, you never know. Could be cat. And before people get too offended, certain dogs are edible, and there are parts of the world where they are routinely eaten. You know what? If I was there, I might just do it, because there's not a whole lot of foods I say no to. I tend to be willing to try almost any food once. Including even if I've been told what it was. I knew what sushi was the first time I tried it. Oh yeah, that's raw fish. Skeleton. Run. Where is he? There he is. Now to close in on him. And kill. I was about to start bugging out. Get food. Little bit yet. Plenty to get me back to my house. Hello, Zambi. I am so glad these are Minecraft zombies, not World War Z zombies, not Dawn of the Dead zombies, not 7 Days to Die zombies. Some zombie apocalypses you can survive. Ooh, I got cooked mutton. Actually, what I should do is I probably, for my next food thing, is take and throw some of the kielbasa I have into slow cooker and just get that benefit there. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can get rid of the nighttime. Sleep and all the light sensitive monsters go bye-bye. Let's start going ow, 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 ow. Oh, for any who are interested in, I did get my creepypasta on that How Bloody Mary Came to Be. I did actually get the video posted yesterday over on Creepy Forge. I'm going to start searching out a new creepy story, or I might actually grab a horror short story from the public domain and try narrating a story. We'll kind of see. Yes, I lack direction. Visualize your objective. I can't! Get myself a little bit more wool, mutton, and beef. And then I'm gonna pause here, and I am gonna throw in some music, and people that want to go copyright crazy can. Alternative to talking to myself. And when did this view change? Okay. Just a few of these. Didn't show up in your sub box. YouTube. Yes, fix your... Exactly. To keep to the language standards I hold myself to on this channel, YouTube, resolve your poo. Shovel your manure. Fix your crap. Oops. Take two, and I know you're not hearing the music because I'm not hearing the music. When I started the stream, I faded the music out in real time by killing the volume. Well, guess what that means? The next thing I throw in doesn't have any volume. I told you to play now. This one because of the Fallout 76 guys. Shenandoah River. Though I like the song too. Older than the trees, younger than the mountains, flowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather around her. Mine is lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear a voice in the morning, now she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving on the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country
Hey! Oh, that was loud in there. Did you?
Yeah, he did that actually dressed up like a Fallout vaulter and everything, wandering the wasteland. And part of the reason for the theme of that was because the Fallout 76 being in West Virginia. I've been in West Virginia on those country roads heading home. Always liked that song. Ah, so you're done with your dogs now, huh? Attention all canines, it is now safe to be around Kyler again. Thank you. This has been your public service announcement. Let's see. Another one that goes with those mountain roads for me too was always had that thing. If you see me coming, better step aside. And of course, some people get that reference. People that get my references can be my friends. I had a musical reference earlier. Now I can't remember what it was. That's the... Another year of age and the brain is going on me. I'm kind of concerned. I don't know where it's going because it's still too young to be let out alone, but...
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say he murdered 3.
Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree who told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things do happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where the headless slave hold side by side with me? Strange things have happened here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say you murdered 3. Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree.
Are you coming to the tree?
Of course, you could bounce off that to songs going into another day and everything, hitting Broadway show tunes. One day more, another day, another destiny. Some things I could actually do if I had the lyrics in front of me. Of course, the one that I've always surprised people with is the other side of that, the falsetto range too, where almost did kind of a not a talent show, no, it's close to a talent show kind of thing with friend with a piece from Phantom of the Opera, only with her singing in the alto range for the baritone part and me actually doing the soprano part. Because you kind of surprise people who think you can't or shouldn't be able to. And of course, singing a little tricky right now because those allergies, the nose pullings and stuff. Don't worry, this isn't Corona. Not so much for Broadway tunes. It depends on the Broadway tune. Depends on the show. Some of those have got the ones that just if they hit the tones just right. I mean, the song can be crap, but they hit the perfect chord and it fires all the dopamine receptors in your body at the same time. You get that whole body shiver, like, ooh. You know, same thing that hits Chris Matthews when he thinks of Obama. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not pushing the Corona. I just have seasonal allergies. It's a different season, a different allergy. This one's a little bit of pollen and a little bit of industrial pollution across the lake from Chicago. Yes, at least 50% of the things that bug me, that float around in the air, come from Chicago. Let's see. Way out there, we got a name for Earth and Wind and Fire. Sounds vaguely familiar. I did a lot of overnights listening to Cats and Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis and a couple of things like that, and I've seen all of them on stage. Say live. I've seen Jeff Foxworthy live, Jeff Dunham live. I've seen Chicago, Beach Boys, Brooks and Dunn a couple of times, Reba McEntire. Okay, yeah, Earth is Test, Wind is Fire. I actually don't think I have heard that song beginning to end through. It makes me a terrible person, I know. Of course, I could go. One of the things, you know, and I mean about the songs to torture people too. So, as I've mentioned in other streams. The funny thing, this is a song. I've been to Disneyland once. Disneyland, Disney World, the one that's in Florida. I've been there once, and of course this one you can hear for yards around the entertainment. It's a small world after all. You know, I've never actually been in that one. It was broken down the time we were there. It's a world of laughter. Y'all are making me better about it, but I'm still self-conscious about getting the singing going on the stream. Paint Your Wagon. Yeah. I should probably see. There's a lot of ones out there that I should see once. You know, I've seen South Pacific, Music Man, White Christmas. It's not dance. It's choreography. And of course, I've seen some of the movies that freak people out. Surrender, Dorothy! as you got if you watched Good Morning Vietnam. It's the Wicked Witch of the North! It's Hanoi, Hannah! Let's see. Some old John Wayne westerns that I've seen and other John Wayne movies. Once again, the science is going. The worst thing about this, even with the seasonal allergies, I'll be having these allergy reactions for anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple hours. Then they'll just kind of fade off. Great music, terrible casting. Yeah, well, it's, you get that in some of those. You know, like some of the Rodgers and Hammerstein stuff, but I haven't seen a lot of it. Of course, then you get stuff from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, music-wise. You know, I grew up on things like Simon and Garfunkel and Juice Newton and Kenny Rogers and Johnny Cash. And I do I do Ring of Fire karaoke style reasonably well. At least I haven't been crucified in any karaoke bars yet. I hear you, Zambi. I don't care about you, but I hear you. I'm gonna give myself more pickaxes. Gonna empty out the dirt that I have. Gonna empty out the wood and some of the other things that I have. And then, Mr. Zambi, I'm gonna kill you because... Actually, no. I'm not going to kill the Zambi because of skeleton. Always beware of standoff weapons. Home freeze cover of it. I don't think so. I hear so many covers of different things I don't always realize who's doing what, but... It's a rare case where I actually enjoy a cover of a song. Unless it's something like a... You know, a true a cappella conversion of a song. I mean, kind of like Peter Hollins does Straight No Chaser. I don't care if they did a straight up cover of the song rather than, you know, being more transformative, because their performances are just that worth it. They do such a good job that even if they didn't do like Straight No Chaser, if they didn't do their zany antics, their cover would still be worth listening to. There's not a lot that you can say are worth that on any given song, any given cover. It's kind of like the basic rule for remakes is don't. 'Cause they're almost never as good as it's the original. I've witnessed the exception to that in music and in movies, but it is so darn rare. Come up here real quickly because they got hurt and died around here, which means they may have dropped something. You thought you had me, Mr. Creeper? Sometimes the skeletons drop arrows. Acapella cover and a pretty good one. I'm gonna have to check it out. Because I will check out any acapella cover at least once. I might not do it more than once. They may not be worth it. But I'll check out any acapella cover at least once, because oh, they tend to be great. Of course, there are some songs I'm a little pickier about. Ring of Fire, so that might be, might not be. We'll have to see. Oh, I know. I was just looking for clay, because I was going to try something out. Shoots me a link on the Discord. Great. It'll save me the search. I'm not going to play it on stream because, hey, yeah, claims and say copy claims. I prefer to have the only copy claims on my channel be by people who have actually given me the permission to use their music. I'm not making money on it. I don't want people getting deciding to get less friendly with me over it at some point. Oh, I don't have any clay yet, I don't think. Okay. So the gunpowder has to wait because I don't have any clay, and I think that TNT... Oh, sand. Oh, gunpowder and sand, but I need 2 more gunpowder. At least on the mobile app, it used to be clay. I messed up my windows again, and now I don't know how many for watching. There, now stack the OBS. Stack the music, stack the chat. I need another display. I really do. I had to plug in the USB one, but I'm running out of USB ports.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, singing this one in the middle of the day.
Because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, and the streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my car to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light, split the night, and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. No tonight you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you to Take my arms that I might reach you. My words like silent raindrops fell, and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on subway walls and tenement halls, and expert in the songs.
Hey, thanks, Skylar. I will check those out after the stream, definitely. Any song you think I might enjoy based on what you've seen or heard me recommend or sing, I'd be more than happy to check it out. I got some very eclectic tastes in music, kind of runs all over the place. I enjoy some music, and I always happy to get recommendations for new stuff there. I'm always happy to get recommendations for new movies, books, video games. You name it, if it's media, I'm probably willing to take a recommendation for something in that regard. I might find out that I don't like it, but hey. One of the things that, a couple of things that hit me hard in the house fire, other than the general loss to everything from my family, was the hundreds of movies and hundreds of CDs that I lost in it. Yeah, they can all be replaced, but my I didn't even get a quarter of the way through my video collection on trying to chalk it up on YouTube, and it was pushing $5,000-$6,000 and stuff. It's like, man, I am never gonna get this all back. Maybe if I win the lottery. Somebody please buy me a winning lottery ticket. Yeah, classic rock, oldies. Of course, some of the stuff that's on the oldie station now. Last time I turned on the oldie station, She's Got the Look was playing. Like, wait a minute, this is oldies? I mean, when I was learning to drive, some of the stuff that I was growing up on was on the oldie station, but you were talking about Beach Boys and Beatles and Surfing Bird. And now you get oldies and like, in 2020, you might call the 1990s oldies. Definitely the 80s. 50s, 60s, and 70s is now like 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah, I know exactly. Exactly. I mean, I learned to drive in an old Delta 88 land tank. The driver's training instructor only played the oldie station. And everything on the station was stuff I grew up on. Now stuff that has been around since years after I was born is on the oldie station. Come on, world, don't do this to me. course, you got to figure that a portion of my musical upbringing is also there used to be a National Heritage series. 200 years of musical heritage. They were albums of music from the 1770. They're U.S. continental only, from the 1770s to the maybe the 17 or 1670s to the 1870s, something like that. It was before 1900, and you had things like Lord Cornwallis and Johnny Has Gone to a Soldier and Goober Peas, Old Chisholm Trail, Three on the Tree. Yeah, I've never actually driven a Three on the Tree, but I have always been able to drive a manual. Never had any instruction directly. I learned by listening to my dad teach my brother to drive the old Nissan Sentra, which was the last manual transmission car that my parents ever owned. But I can do small vehicles, large trucks, single clutch, double truck, or double clutch. Say if it's got wheels, I can probably work out how to drive it. If it's got tracks, I can probably work out how to drive it. If it's a hovercraft, I can work out how to drive it. If it's an aircraft, I know how to drive it. Doesn't necessarily mean I won't wreck the landing or try to pull off a maneuver that it's not designed to handle. A little tricky finding third. I could believe it. I mean, I've done the ultimate kill your highway acceleration profile in a 5-speed manual. Missed third and hit fifth. It's like, get started on the ramp. We had a stop. We're in first. Going good. Second, life is smooth. I got no problem getting into or out of second gear. Let's hit third. Oops, that's fifth. Well, it's 0 to 7 in 4.8 minutes now, guys. I jest, of course. That is downshift and get the heck back on the gas. Now we're hitting just the perfect point to demonstrate something else you gotta do in a build like this. Because you see, even with the torches that I do, we're starting to get some places, and oops, I should have had, this is going to help here. I should have had a torch right here. But there's still places where it's starting to get dark enough where you might see spawns, so you end up placing some torches on the walls too. Familiarize yourself with it if you ever had to drive one these days. Yeah, that's just first thing you should do getting into any vehicle that is not your regular vehicle. Familiarize yourself with all of the controls. Don't just, oh hey, there's the gear shift, gas, brake, stereo, all important stereo. Booyah, let's go. Oh, no. It's okay. This is the lights, turn signals, brights, dims, because there's a little bit of variance out there. Okay, that's how you control the cruise control. That's where this is. That's where that is. I have seen the most convoluted controls for some things before. Just take a moment and work it out. That pause brought to you by Wetting My Whistle with a hazelnut mocha. Yes, that is right. That is a hazelnut mocha, otherwise known as a Nutella cappuccino. Or that'd be a Nutella espresso. I gotta figure that one out sometime. No, I'm not shilling for anybody. I make it myself. Let's say I cheat, of course, for the mocha. You want to add a mocha flavor to your coffee? Throw a scoop or two of hot cocoa in it. The hazelnut, well, those flavor syrups that are in all the coffee shops, you can buy those. Me, I can get sugar-free hazelnut and sugar-free French vanilla right at the Big Lots around the corner. Basic white girl. No Uggs. No selfies on Instagram or Snapchat. I don't Snapchat every meal I eat. Or Instagram every meal I eat. No small dogs in an equally and practically small purse. No, I'm not basic, but occasionally I'll go for a flavored coffee instead of a straight black. That is only occasional. I got a Pepsi Zero Sugar right next to it, a 2-liter bottle. And across the room, what is that? 3/4 of a liter of whiskey, something like that. Pure Jack. Some of my favorite guys, Jack, Jim, Jose, and the Cap. Cousin Tito. Gotta have some taste in that. Johnny, like Johnny. If I ever win the lottery, I think it's Johnny Walker Blue. Oh, that is. Those little single serving bottles they sell at the liquor stores. Johnny Walker Blue. Yeah, I finished up my rye recently. I got it on sale at the party store because they'd gotten it in, and it was like typically like a $50 bottle rye, and couldn't get people to like it. People just weren't buying it, so they ended up clearancing it off. So it was normally $50 bottle rye I got for like $22 for the bottle. Well, Johnny Walker Blue, those little tiny single serving bottles, like $22 to $26. And the full, like, 750 ml or liter, something like that, is over 100. I'm like, oh my word. Yeah, that's one of those that's got to be independently wealthy. Closest I get to cheap vodka is Stolichnaya. Closest I get to cheap whiskey is Jack. I'm not sure I'm quite as picky at rum, but I don't do rum that often. In rum, I usually do Captain. Oh, you want some next level flavor? Is put a vanilla rum or a vanilla whiskey, or, not vanilla whiskey, a vanilla rum or a vanilla vodka in your Coke or your Vernors. Not a big fan of pepper jacks per se, but I will do Jack and Vernors. I also do rum and Vernors. Sometimes it's fun to do your alcohol shopping, just kind of probe around a little bit, because you end up with that. I ran into a similar situation to that expensive rye in a D&W. They were trying to get into basically don't care for spiced rum. Yeah, no, if you spiced rum, yeah, come and go. White rum, various and sundry others. They were trying to get into serving a upper class group a little bit at D&W. They put in a wine. They scaled up their wine section, including having a full-time wine buyer and salesperson. And he had this gone to a wine tasting and bought this Spanish barrel-aged wine. Average retail price $22, $23 a bottle. And he loved the stuff. His boss tasted it and did not like it all, said, get rid of it now. They were selling for $8 a bottle. I got like 8 of those things. And I tell you, it was, with the exception of for pasta sauce, well, actually, even for pasta sauce, it was the best cooking wine I ever had, and made chilled was a good sipping wine too. I mean, all taste spoiled to you? See, I like a good wine from time to time. Brandy? This tells you how picky I can be on the alcohol. I didn't buy cheap brandy to make my grandma's recipe brandy balls. And you could, eating them, you could tell the difference. Oh, were those good. And how potent were the brandy balls? You had to make them 3, 4 or so weeks in advance for the spirit to evaporate out more. Yes. Cookies you can get drunk on. Well, not exactly cookies, but brandy balls are one of the traditional Christmas time things in our family. Grandma made date pinwheel cookies, brandy balls, chocolate no-bake cookies, and church window cookies. And I have, aside from the date pinwheels, I have made all the same for Christmas times. Prefer whiskey for the most part, yeah. Most people tend to have their one preferred, and there's ain't nothing wrong with that. I'd be saying nothing nothing against people having a preference on alcohol or much of anything else. These days I got people telling me that me having preferences are evil if they mean I don't prefer them. So I mean, I'm not buying into that crap. Come back over here and then take a moment and get another tune started. I don't actually know what's next in the playlist.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken hearts. I've learned to be a stranger to all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, 'cause we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Run away, this way. I won't let this sink to the skin. We are burning so yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. So you're glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Marching on to the beat I drum. Not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love, 'cause there's nothing I'm not worthy of. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Marching on, marching on. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me.
Yeah, shot or two, savor it, and go on. Nice relaxer. Definitely, yeah. I'm not exactly a lightweight, even for having lost over 120 pounds from my peak. But there's a matter of I seem to have a pretty good alcohol tolerance for some reason. It's got to be more than just my size. I have never been drunk. Not really a brag, although I'm not a fan of drunkenness in general, so I'm kind of glad about that. But I've had times like 19, 20 drinks in an evening. Not drunk. I have been lightheaded 4 or 5 times in my life. Two of those involved mixing a drink with whiskey, where I ended up putting a lot more than 2 or 3 shots of whiskey in there. So it was like real strong. The rest, I don't drink a lot of alcohol at any given time. The exception being about once a year I get a bottle of champagne, usually for celebrating New Year. Now, if you know anything about champagne, you know that once you open it, it's a one and done. You go through the champagne and you drink it, or it just goes bad. So I will nurse a bottle of champagne over a course of hours, and that's the one that's hit me. If I go through that bottle of champagne too quickly, I will get lightheaded. But a bottle of champagne over 3-4 hours, you know, I can do that no problem. But that's it. I mean, like I'm doing a bottle of champagne, a whole bottle of champagne too fast, I will get lightheaded. If I do a mixer and I put just too much in there, like, oh hey, that's 4, 5, 6 shots of rum or vodka or whiskey, I'll get lightheaded. If I'm on an empty stomach, at least. Anything else? Never been close. And I'm thankful for that resistance, because I've been in situations where I should have been drunk and wasn't. Perhaps my favorite recollection on that was my brother's first wedding. They had 2 bowls of punch there. I did not know that the one punch was for the kids and the one punch was spiked. And I was 19, so not exactly legal, and I had to drive. I don't remember if it was I had to drive home or drive to work after that, or if I had another outing, thing that I had to go to. But I had to drive after the reception, and I had 6 or 7 minimum cups of spiked punch before anybody told me that it was spiked. And that was less than half an hour before I had to leave. And I wasn't touched. So, resistance, whatever it is, there's a lot of thankfulness for that. But as a rule, I don't go out of my way to try and overdo the alcohol. I manage it very carefully as a rule. Other than that, skeleton in armor, I am runaway mode for sure. Now it's time to check on the chickens. And if you watched any of the streams, you know that means running over here. Going inside and going down. I hear you, cluckers. I gotta go get that meat that I cooked too, because I'm running low. It didn't look like it, but I just picked up 12 eggs from these suckers. And they just dropped another one. I could hear it drop. Yes, you can hear chickens lay eggs. You can hear animals grow into adults. See if I can get 1 or 2 more chicks. Now that is disappointing. I threw all of those eggs and nobody hatched. Color me very annoyed with that. Don't actually want to go back down there yet. I can have steak. And... oh, my iron ore is over there by the skeleton, of course. So we'll cook a stone, because we should. I need to find a lot more iron, because I need to expand my operation there. Ethan, get back down there. I'm not going to let you out of your pen. Hey, we got a chick. The odds are now in our favor. I don't know what the odds for what, but the odds are now in our favor. I have decreed it, so shall it be. Oh no, this isn't a... oh yeah, this is a cave, but it goes to the crevice, so I can come over here and check the sky. Oh, do spiders get fall damage? They do! Oh, that is too good. The spider thought he'd cross over to get me, and he can climb that cliff. But he died from the fall. Oh, that is just too rich. That is too rich. Sucks to be that spider, yeah. Take that, Addercop. Somebody please tell me you got that reference. If you need a hint, it's literary, not musical. Addercop and Tom Noddy. Zombie herding sounds like daytime. And I think between the iron ore I just picked up and the iron ore that I have out there, I can make myself a couple of buckets. Lord of the Rings, duh. I'll give it to you as a half right. Because you have some of the same characters, but the Lord of the Rings is actually the 3 books that came. This is kind of the prequel to those 3 books, or 3 movies if you're really stupid screenwriters or money hungry executives. The Hobbit, same universe, some of the same cast of characters, but it really is not part of the specific series itself. There are other things in that world universe too. The Lost Tales and the Silmarillion. Also, yeah, The Hobbit. Anyway, same series. Yeah, so the only real series there is the the trilogy specifically, but it's the same universe. So you end up with, in that case, it's the same universe along the same period of time, or just after the period of time. Is your Hobbit's your prequel to the Lord of the Rings. But it's not part of the Lord of the Rings. Of course, they do different things with that when they try to remake it in their image. I wonder if they'd ever dare try to do the Silmarillion or the Lost Tales, because then it paints an entirely different picture of the universe and the world and explains so much to go into it. You know, the reason why the elves are there, and special people, and fading. Why so much magic is music and music is magic. And the spells are literally songs in this world. The Hobbit, yeah. 2 tops. And you have there are books in the trilogy that are longer than The Hobbit. The 2 Towers is. Of course, there's another series of books that I would like to see done, but I think it would have to be done as a serialized TV show. Maybe a Netflix thing is like, hey, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, get on this. Wheel of Time. That's right, I said Wheel of Time. Robert Jordan, look it up. Do 1 season per book. Throw in the prequel. You've got what, 15, 16 seasons? And if you do justice to it, a guaranteed fan base. Anthology series for Silmarillion and Lost Tales, that could be. Although some of those tales are just so dark. I mean, we're talking, you know, creepypasta dark and worse. People unknowingly killing their siblings or their cousins, or, you know, Game of Thrones is kinky with the Targaryens knowingly wedding their immediate family, and a pair of Lannisters getting it on together, but this situation where it is unknowingly marrying your sibling because you have no memory of your youth. Of course, I would love to see a play out of the enacting of Morgoth. first couple of books and then lost interest on The Wheel of Time. It lagged in a few places, definitely. There's a couple of I don't want to do 6 buckets. Let's do 4 buckets. And save the rest of the iron for later. Some of the intros got bogged down, especially bringing in new characters and everything like that, and then it kind of picks up again. And it took me a while to get into the first book, Eye of the World, and then once it picked up, it's like, okay, I'm hooked. I can get past the slow chapter or a slow intro to really get to the story. And there are a few things in there you're kind of like, why did you do this? And then there's a few things where he's definitely foreshadowing. I mean, he puts a couple of things in totally foreshadowing and then doesn't carry through on them. It's kind of like, you got ends you didn't tie up. You foreshadowed something about this character and then you just killed them off. And it would have been huge to the story. It would have been absolutely mind-blowing to the story to have the that particular plot line play out. Yeah, the pacing is an issue sometimes. One of the keys with the pacing issue is that it does not stay at the slower pace. It couldn't. He would lose everybody if it did. Yep, this is what I was thinking. There's no infinite lava. At least not anymore, because you take it out and stuff just tries to flow into that spot. And I'm not going to try and fill those spots because I don't want to accidentally take and lose that lava. Because I am bringing the lava this way. I'm homeward bound. If I showed you the lava, I know I showed you the lava storage on the survival mode game. I'm going to start making lava storage over here for when I start needing the lava in my construction. Yeah, it's way early. And yeah, I'm also going to get some lava when I'm digging down too. But I got to kind of mix things up in these streams because I've got to be entertaining. I've got to try and keep the content in the middle at least mildly entertaining. Ooh, lava pool, lava pool, lava pool. We are going to... We're going to make sure I don't... Yeah, pretty sure I can't miss that. Of course, other series that they started doing a serialization on this one, which I'm like, hey, great. And then they totally botched it up. Wizard's First Rule, the Tales of the Seeker, Sword of the Seeker, that could have been a mind-blowing series. And the stuff that they changed up on it made it, just really made it changes for the worst. I mean, come on, people, you do not have to this could be your this could be your source of sugar for years. Oh no, we're gonna change it so that everything that makes the book worth reading gets taken out or manipulated to be something else somehow. It's like, come on, people, really? I made 4 buckets and I forgot. Professional gameplay, ladies and gentlemen, professional gameplay. Yes, Dragon Riders of Pern, unless she has written any new ones in the past few years, I have read pretty much all of them, more than once. Including the stuff into the, Hey, suddenly drawing blanks. Going into the past and the future. Moretta's Ride. Fire Lizards. Watchwares, all that stuff. Okay, maybe running out here after dark's a bad idea. As we got phantoms, we are heading for cover. In the past, putting some books with her son in the past last decades. I'm gonna have to check that out because I have really enjoyed a lot of her stuff, and of course, that is where I get the absolutely classic cat meme picture where you get the cat and it's just that it's got that look and it's always have you disappointed me. And if you're an Anne McCaffrey book fan, you better get that reference too. Decade, you mean? Okay. Yeah, and then of course you got heck, I read lots of stuff. I mean, I read tons of Stephen King stuff. I used to have an unabridged copy of The Stand. We're talking about what The Stand was before Stephen King edited stuff out for publication. Things have gotten a little bit crazy in my resources. I am resorting to bread, which means I really have to step up my livestock for a little bit. Yes, Lillian Jackson Braun. The cat who could read backwards, being the first of those. Yes, absolutely. And when it comes to yowling his intentions, Wazowski could give Coco a run for his money. Oh, my game is starting to freeze up. We better take a look at this. No dropped frames. So still says things are good on that end. But let me bring up my task manager a minute. Ah, there we go. Because what we're gonna do is we're going to give OBS and Minecraft a little more system attention. And this is how I do on trying to keep things running smoothly. Kill off a couple of unnecessary processes and take the two things I need to keep going nicely, OBS Studio and my program, kick those up a little bit in priority. And do. Yeah, the Cat Who series is the one that's like, man, I really could have handled having a rich adopted aunt pass away and leave me a lot of money on the condition that I stay in a wilderness area for a while. Like, yeah, can do. Yeah, Mercedes Lackey's work. I've done that. Can't say. Do you like mystery novels? Mystery / crime, whatever. See who's out here in the dark now. Yeah, I know Cat's gonna cat, but now you stood up, you disturbed sister, and you're trying to decide if you're going to lay back down or hop down. Yeah, now we disturbed sister just so we could reposition ourselves. Whoa! I hate creepers! I had no warning until the hiss. No warning until he's ready to blow. That should be illegal. Come on, YouTube, you and the UN can get on my singing certain songs. Get Minecraft to keep those critters from being completely silent. Doyle and Christie, some really good ones. I can't remember the author offhand, but if you search for there's let's see, the Bone Collector, the Skin Collector are two of them. They're Lincoln Rhyme novels. I've enjoyed those. Let's see, who else was I thinking of? Darn it, birthday, I was having enough trouble remembering things beforehand. I cannot put nearly enough emphasis on just how annoyed I am that trivial details are vanishing from my memory. Jeffrey Deaver, that's the one. His Lincoln Rhyme novels are great. if you're not familiar, think of forensic criminologist who is disabled after a worksite accident, so he works through a lab in his house along with by proxies with other people, and they flesh out. There's a lot of character development along the way. Okay, classics for Mr. Doyle and Christie. Well, if you see, the thing with Doyle and Christie is if you haven't read Doyle and Christie, you're just wrong. I mean, that's... one of those things is just there's not two ways about it. We're not debating. You don't have to read a lot of them, but if you haven't read any, you're just wrong. There's things that don't require people to enjoy them. Oh, the movie adaptation on Bone Collector? Yeah, I've seen that. I'd like to see a movie adaptation on Skin Collector myself. And no, they're not all Collector. They just happen to be in some ways a copycat variant on a previous unsub. So since we're down to zombie flesh and wheat, we're just taking and breeding all the livestock we can as fast as we can, because we can always thin them out later. My rule is, once I've got them, I need to keep, provided I can keep them, I need to keep at least 2 cows and 2 of white sheep. If I can, 2 of each primary color that I get too. Everything Christie wrote that your library had, yeah, that's a good start. I think see, what was the name of the on the BBC or coming? No, it's on PBS. They did detective murder mystery adaptations of a lot of different ones, a lot of different authors. I think it was just called Mystery on public broadcasting, and their adaptations of Miss Marple and Hercule Poirot were just absolutely fantastic. We're talking trend-setting good kind of thing. Like when I've seen 2 movie adaptations of Murder on the Orient Express now, and those are who I hold the character standards to. Spoiler: everybody falls short. Everybody falls short. You know, trying to put a different character on Hercule Poirot would be kind of like trying to have somebody else play Father Dowling. It's like, I see what you're trying to do there, Don't. Yeah. Works. Where, what? And I am split on Robert Downey Jr. doing Sherlock Holmes. But Bumblebee Cumberbund is definitely better. Yes, that was with intent. He is one of those people that you can mess up his name every single time you say it, and people know who you're talking about. Hate having dyslexia. Yeah, dyslexia can, totally mess up your life. I have to find where I started storing those. It was over near the cliffs. I know that because that makes it easier to find them again. There we go. Part of the problem with that, of course, is, getting into some of those is you get the ones that do it so well, and then you kind of hold everybody up to that standard. And then you get somebody else who does it really, really well, like Barnaby Cake Topper does for the Sherlock Holmes, and you're kind of like, do I have to choose? Unfortunately, the way my mind is wired, in its infinite wisdom and cruelty, it says, yes, you have to choose. Have I? Nope. He did Doctor Strange so well, too. There's some clay there, along with the sand, so this is going to be a good place to stop for a lot of resources, aside from just the lava I'm hauling out right now for storage. That is so slow. I ought to make myself a land bridge. Just because. I could be really evil with the sound on this. Don't play that song, that irritating song. You know I hate that song a bunch. Or crank those ABBA records until dawn. That's actually where I got the line from. Trying to race the sun. Hard to pick a favorite portrayal between a couple of excellent jobs, yeah. And it's probably not helped by, some of those excellent jobs being backed by modern technology, in cinematography and everything, because it's like, you know, what would this person have been able to do playing the same character in 2020? Some of them, oh my word, that would have been amazing to see. Others, you know, kind of like putting high def TV on your media personalities, where all of a sudden the high def catches every single visual flaw in their entire appearance and amplifies it 1,000-fold. And it's like, that person didn't have wrinkles or craters on their face last week. What happened? There's a reason why everything is photoshopped and photo-touched these days. It's because nobody looks as good as they do on the screen. Yeah. Tennant and Smith, of the new season, it is a toss-up for me between those two, although I've really enjoyed some of Eccleston's antics too. But I am at the same time although it's campy and the tech has really not stood up to the test of time, because I mean, come on, this was 50 years ago for some of them. I'm kind of an OG purist on some of the things, and nobody has matched up to the performance of Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor. I'll give Smith and Tennant close on that. They definitely brought enough of their own character and their acting talents to it, and part of that I pull from Off Doctor Who experience too. Because if you see them in other things, like David Tennant playing Barty Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Wonderworks on PBS had an old version of Chronicles of Narnia, and they got through to Silver Chair. And Tom Baker as Puddleglum, unbelievable. You see those portrayals, and it's like, wow. And they're playing such different from the character they played somewhere else that I could play Doctor Who, but I'd be playing me as Doctor Who. I'd bring my personality to it. If I played a character in another thing, it'd be me as, be myself as that character, not, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's still me there. Might be another version of me, but it's still me there. You get like Tony Shalhoub in Monk, and then Tony Shalhoub in 13 Ghosts. Yeah, years back when they were new. Yeah, that's when I watched them, years back when they were new. I don't know, if you watched Wonderworks, you may have seen this one. It's kind of like a standout, not related to any of those normal things, but they had one story that they did titled All Summer in a Day. And I swear that is, that's just case and file average year for Michigan. Get rid of the spiders and then hide from the skeleton. Hey, I just painted that. Not really, but anything to be antsy about it. Yeah, All Summer in a Day was kind of this dystopian future thing set in a children's school where the climate has changed. This tells you how far it goes back. All your entire year in seasons is rain and or snow, constant downpour and that, and then once a year summer comes for an unpredictable amount of time. The rain stops, the clouds clear, and you have sun and green grass and everything like that. Now, so the kids are always inside because of the rain gear when they have to go outside, never see the sun. They have to go stand in front of tanning lamps for their vitamin D and everything. And then summer comes one day, and it happens in the course of a few hours one day. It's like, yep, that's Michigan. Come out here and see, did the skelly go away? It looks like. Now here's an added benefit of setting up my lava storage over there. It's going to take out a lot of the extra plant life in that area. It's going to give me a clear spot. And then if I do a checkerboard pattern with it, it will completely block certain avenues of approach from monsters. And that's permanent lava storage until I can just go, and when I need some lava for my construction, I just go over there and grab a bucket of lava. I've got an endless water source over there. I've got an endless water source over there. So when I get to doing my water and lava construction parts, I'm accumulating lava in one spot. I've got plenty of water. I'll be able to just go and work with that. All of Summer in a Day, yeah. Part of the thing with the story was there was one kid that was getting bullied. He ended up being locked in this outbuilding or something, and his only experience of summer was a few inch crack of sunshine through crack in the door kind of thing. Which is sad for him, of course. Kind of the point. This was the mid '80s anti-bullying messages. That and Mr. T and 18, Bill Cosby, Fat Albert. Now that's something the modern body positivity and racial sensitivity thing don't get and don't realize. 30 years ago, one of the most popular cartoons about a group of black kids, the ostensible leader of which weighed 1.5 metric tons. A story that came with an actual message and moral to every single one. Wow, you compare that to what they're trying to push today, and it's like, Y'all really don't have a clue. Not even in the same galaxy. Not up to the same level. Skeleton in the shade. What we're going to do is we're just going to run past him. And then he's going to run out of the shade and catch on fire, and I can just ignore him. Oh yeah, I forgot. Time didn't exist before 2016. Before November 2016, and that's important too. With the exception, of course, of all the glorious things of the the President Barack Obama presidency. Aside from the goods of that and Bush lied, kids died, nothing before 2016 November exists. Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. Of course, the amount of culture that tosses out the window is astounding. But their loss, right? Well, their culture, my sanity. Let's see now. Oh, and Scooby-Doo Where Are You is definitely superior to most of the Scooby-Doo stuff out today. Of course, then you got like the holy grail of all Saturday morning cartoons, Bugs Bunny Tweety Show. And anybody who disagrees is just wrong. Yes, I would like a side of hot take to go with that hot lava. And the super important thing working with this is don't fall into it, don't step in it, don't touch it, don't let it fall and drip on you. Full health and nearby water is what you need when you know, if you're dealing with a lava flow. Sneak through the gaps that I've made, and I know as long as I'm going pure east and can occasionally spot the torches, I'm in good stead. Once I get redstone, I'm making a compass. Then I can travel any direction and get back to my bed. Doing this, swimming underwater is still faster, and I finally caught that tree. Okay, so we got that one and that one. And that one are empty. That was what I was looking for right there when I put that tree there. Take that, Smokey. I can't stand the pleasure anymore. Bugs and Popeye, yes. The spinach magnate. Tell me that guy didn't get royalties off of spinach. I won't buy it, but you can try telling me. Of course, if you want a real hot take, I'll take this. They should actually do like a total way the heck out there remake of Song of the South, but the music is a toss-up of that music, and then like real Southern country music and groups like Alabama and that, and then Uncle Remus is a volunteer librarian that tells tales during story time. Yes, Popeye still shows up on one spinach brand today. Yep, this is true. Never got into the canned stuff. I will use frozen if I'm doing it in cooking. What do I do that in? Stuffed shells. Stuffed manicotti or stuffed shells. I'll get the cottage cheese and ricotta and some meat form and spinach and a red sauce. Back to food again. Even without Kyler talking about eating dogs, back to food again. Tell you before before the next time I have to make something like that, I got to check and see if I have any Paisano in my cupboard. Two things that are very important for that sauce is, one, slow cooking those crushed tomatoes. Not diced, not stewed, not whole, crushed tomatoes. And having the right wine to go in the sauce too. Well, then there's the Parmesan too, because it kind of adds a creaminess to the sauce that's kind of important. But if you're doing a big batch of sauce, 2 to 3 bay leaves only for a specific period of time. Too long makes it bitter. No bay leaves makes it blah. Nut and dried fruit to snack on, better than chips. Well, chips are a bad thing for me because of the carbs. One way or another, you get the potato starches or the corn starches, and yeah, that's not the best thing for me. Corn a little better than potato, just because of me being me. But dried fruit is off of my list as a rule because drying it concentrates the sugars. Nuts are great. Nuts are absolutely great. They're a good fat. You gotta kind of like moderate them because they are a fat, but hey, they're a good fat. So you take and you make of those what you will. Oh, I know what I have to do after the stream. I have to start cooking my bacon for my next bacon experiment. Bacon experiment won't be done until tomorrow, probably. But I have to start cooking the bacon so I have it. Zombie. More worried about the fats. Yeah. I'm not that extremely worried about the fats. I try not to overdo them, but give me fatty foods all day versus those carbs. And just to show you how tricky the aging eyes are getting, I almost misread that initially to farts. Like, heck, I'm single. I live alone with 2 cats who don't seem to mind any kind of smells. I'm not gonna worry about those. Fats, yeah. Fats are a thing. But it's typically the sugars that kick my blood completely out of control and put the pounds on me. I almost forgot I picked up 12 eggs while I was in there. Can't forget. See, we got enough now that the next time I come down here, I can call the... There we go. Got at least one. I can call the chicken population down a little bit and have some meat. I can come over here and do the cows and sheep. Excuse me, cows and sheep again. And then I'll be able to collect meat and leather soon from them. Tubby and heart disease runs in the family. I can understand that. I'm carrying my share of extra pounds. I've lost quite a bit, which is good. I need to lose more. The heart disease thing is tricky because, you know, my dad and grandfathers had some heart issues. Great-grandfather... That man was healthy as a horse until like 100. He ended up in a care home where he was definitely on the frail end near the end of life, but his brain was with him the whole time, which is good. You know, I'd much rather lose my body than my mind. I'm not sure I've got any... At this point, I'm not sure I've got any choice with both of them getting hiccups on me, but if I had my druthers. But you know, I'm carrying some extra weight, but you know, I have a physical and cholesterol draw every year, and my fats and cholesterol numbers are always spot on. Yeah, I'm around 270, 280, but I'm at 6'5"-ish. Depending on how much my spine is settled in a given day. I was 6'6" before the accident and went down to 6'4" from the spinal compression. I gained back to around 6'5", plus or minus. As Ron White says, depending on what convenience store I'm leaving. They call me tater salad. eerie sound that I only hear underwater in a pond that doesn't have anything living in it. That is spooky. Yeah, I talk about my I talk about my peak. I peaked at 398 pounds. And I've been under 300 for several years now. Actually, I think it's up to 5-6 years now that I've been under 300. Trying to get down closer to 250. But short of having enough money to go on a super pure diabetic diet, where I eat absolutely nothing that's bad for me from a blood sugar perspective, each pound comes with a little bit of struggle. But then I'm committed. I'm committed, or, well, you know, I'm committed, or I should be. State's not too big on committals anymore, so there's that. I kind of wish we still had a lot of state hospitals. We could start with admitting our governor, but... Megalomania, delusions of adequacy. Incurable. No, even on the internet, I do not practice medicine without a license. I practice license without a medicine. When I get back to the lava, I'm going to take just a pause to blow my nose and cue up some music again, because variety is the spice of life. And especially if you're not doing Pampers mode in Minecraft, variety is an extra effort prospect for streaming. That was almost an ow. Okay, I'm back and getting some music going. Sorry about that slight delay there. Had a little bit going. The nose is less, the allergy irritation is less, the throat's a little bit drier. That's what you get sometimes. Okay, let's go with this one. Oh, before I start the music, when is she gonna let the factories open up again? My best guess is that it's gonna be sometime after there are no new cases in the state, or some such nonsense, or the point where she realizes that the state cannot remain solvent with so many people unemployed. One of those things, if it ever clicks. With her current trend, we might be electing a new governor before she decides to let the state open up again. Yeah, you're in the auto industry. You make parts for cars, right? So yeah, you're very interested in when these things become available again, when people are buying. Makes me glad that I got out of the one place that I was working at, although I wasn't happy with the way I got out of there, because yeah, we were making car parts and this would have been terrible.
Creepy stalker hiding in the shadows makes girls sing using lots of vibrato. Is he there to let her or be her vocal teacher? Why does it only happen late at night? How did this ever seem alright?
Memories, this show causes me
Agony, not to mention my allergies from these cats all around. It's a misery, men and women dressed up as cats. Wish these memories would fade away.
525,000 choirs have sung this.
525,000 versions were bad. And one of it was dying or homeless. Thanks to the writer, we all left sad. I'm stuck in your head. Tomorrow it'll be stuck. Annoying. This song is annoying. We'll sing it anyway. We're at war. Another day in this country. Instead of fighting, we just dance and sing.
I don't think that's missing one, but obviously it's way more fun doing one.
Who was in charge of casting?
Why did they choose Russell Crowe? Why did they think he could sing? Seriously, he was awful. Your voice is monotone.
Can't save you now. The music builds, the end is near. We're at war.
Well, this is revolution, 'cause our military sucks. This is time for Ruben George and the choreography.
For Broadway, one day
Yeah, I'm not sure what's making, it's not the music I know specifically, but I'm not sure what's making, Potato Clock, lag in those specific spots, but, a little nervous. Yeah, so sitting at home doing nothing is a good way to put on, some pounds. You should do some, socially distanced hobbling up and down your street. Get a little exercise, as my doctor says I should do. I'm pondering on doing some socially distanced hobbling to the party store and back, but I've done that before. Big Lots and the party store. Though I don't know what I'd buy at the party store this time. Don't tell me it's the lava storage lagging, and I've had much bigger lava storage than this with no lag at all. Excuse me, gentlemen, this is... This is not where I want to get into a fight with you. Might try to render more than it can handle in those places. Yeah, but the things that usually cause it to try and render that much in a given time are like huge graphics burners or huge processor burners, like massive sorters and the like. I don't have anything kicked up to a level where it should be eating that much on the clock or the on the processor or the video. I mean, even the chicken farm is not to a point of devastating the computer. Will y'all stop coming over here? Things I get from trying to... See what happens when I try to push chickens around? You're gonna get down there. I'm just going to have some fresh chicken. Which do you prefer, huh? There. This should give me 1 or 2 more chicks. Three. Nice. Okay. So I'm not gonna try and make any more chicks until I kill off some of those. Doing jumping jacks, and they're like, yeah, I wouldn't do jumping jacks around here because I got neighbors below me. And I get concerned enough about the noise caused by cookie pouch thumps to the floor. Wazowski is a good 13 plus pounds, and while Boo can land on the floor without making a noise, Boo can land on the floor from the cat tree without making a noise. Wazowski, he can go quiet, but he generally doesn't care to, so he can thump. He can thump jumping down from the seat of the chair. And there are higher things in the apartment than that he jumps off of, too. Me, I prefer, I get this thing as a, you know, you get the big people travel softly thing going on. I've got a skit on big people traveling softly in loud noises in apartments for stand-up, but it's got to be an in-person kind of thing, so I haven't had to share it too many times. Well, I haven't had the opportunity to share it too many times because includes sight gags and everything like that. So limited audience opportunities so far. What can I say? Not much. I'm just gonna go ahead while I'm doing some more lava gathering and throw the next couple of musics in.
Fire, dragonfire, searing words and ancient time. Wake, wake from the grave, rise to set the world aflame. Night, night, endless night, terror is the only light. Bane, bane, rage untamed, darkness swells at the age-old flame.
Push-ups and sit-ups, neat spinal injuries.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was such a pleasure working with Maluka again. I think she's got one of the most unique voices of all time.
Here I go again on my own. Too far away. Every day. Every rose has its thorn. Has its thorn. Every cowboy is the same sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Don't cry. Don't cry. Shot through the heart, you're too brave. You gave love a bad name. You gave love a bad name. You give love. To what we got doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. Each other, and that's all that we'll love. Living on a prayer.
That jerk. If I had emeralds, I could get glowstone. Glowstone rocks, but... No, of course. I don't have emeralds, so I can't get glowstone. Yeah, it's... I appreciate that it's not the first thing you think about when you think of me. It's one of those things that I never really thought of it as part of my identity for so long. Even coming to terms with, being autistic and the differences that makes, and sometimes how being able to get some help for stuff makes a difference. And then, of course, physically disabled. I mean, that's more than a decade now. And that's just, I mean, I had a bad back before the accident. Spinal injuries now. Monkey's got worse spinal injury than me as far as that goes. But you don't think about it, even when it tries pushing itself right into the forefront. You don't really think about that part of your identity, unless you're one of those people that wants to be like, oh, poor me, kind of person. Everybody that I know that has some sort of disability, they're the ones that are pushing through it. I know blind people. I know people with fibromyalgia. They have nerve pain flares all the time. I wouldn't trade what I've got for fibromyalgia. It's probably just as severe in its own way, but I wouldn't trade it. Hell no. Okay, I wouldn't trade this for kidney stones, and kidney stones fast. They're like, somebody's had a kidney stone. Well, fast? What? Trust me, kidney stones like childbirth. It's fast. Even if you're in labor with a kidney stone for 2 weeks, 2 weeks is over. It's done. Your body starts recovering. Kidney stones fast. Childbirth is fast. My wife was in labor for 58 hours straight. Meaning that after the 58 hours was over, she was done. She started healing and recovering. I've been in near constant, nay, even disabling pain and condition since. Well, I had issues before, but I've been crippled by it since 1999. February 1999. So you do the math on that. And yeah, that causes me a lot of trouble, a lot of pain, a lot of grief. You know what? I don't want to be, that isn't my identity. Yeah, I'm disabled. I'm not owned by disability. I'm a cripple. I'll own that. It doesn't own me. And so you get things like game streams. You get the art streams. People enjoy the art streams. People enjoy the game streams. So, hey, I'm doing them. And back to 4 watchers. So yeah, that's like, I know who most of them, and back down to 3 watching. I know who some of my watchers are. No doxing anyone, but one's a friend, knows me reasonably well, gets to see some of the quirky sides of things, gets to see the ranting know-it-all side of me. Another one gets to see the know-it-all helpful side of me. Kind of is, and just different aspects of my personality, different, in some cases, different personalities. I'll own that too. Oh, hey, are you gonna drop that shovel when I kill you? Yeah, long enough. It's it's been long enough for the whole. And that wasn't like 99 wasn't the accident where I've got like tissue damage pain. No, 99 was the nerve pain. Oh, you'll get this one, Kyler. You know how Satsu has this thing where we describe something and he can't help but visualize it, so we like to torture him with that. Yeah, a person is more than their disabilities. I'm way more than my disabilities. If I was only my disabilities, I'd be in a home by now. I'd be in a home, hopped up on narcotics and listening to audiobooks. The narcotics don't get rid of the pain, but they do help take the edge off sometimes. So, you know, I'd be hopped up on narcotics and audiobooks, which are distracting. The distraction helps deal with the pain too, so, which is the explanation for that part. Yeah, stuff that I deal with is bad enough. I've had a doctor suggest, well, I've had a therapist suggest that, you know, I'm a prime candidate for long-term disability and might want to consider. I was like, I actually enjoy working. I want to live beyond my limitations in that respect. So, and then for fun, I do stuff like this. Crazy? Yeah, I definitely am.
Okay, John, I'm going to see your Bruce Springsteen one last time and raise you one.
John Bon Jovi.
I need some help singing though, it's been a long run. It's all the same, only the need for change every day. Seems we're wasting away. Another place where the faces are so cold. Try all night just to get back home. 'Cause I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride, and I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive.
Tommy used to work on the dock. There's been no strike. He's down on his luck. Oh, so run. She wants to early. Oh, man. She brings home her pay for love. Oh, for love. Says you gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't take a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, and you make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Living on a prayer.
Shot through love, and you're too late. How did you get low? Bad me, bad me. You play my card and you play your game. You get low, bad me, bad me. You get low. We gotta hold on to ready or not. You live on the right when that's all that you got. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, and we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Living on a prayer.
Yeah, definitely picking a few pieces that are gonna probably get copyright claim, but most of them are gonna get copyright claim by people who do not in any way, shape, or form own the copyright. So I'll just you know, I'll tackle the quarterback on the 1 yard line, fourth down style, and And then they just kind of go away quickly for those. Yeah, weekend, but life, no. I have done the max dosing on Vicodin for months at a time. And it just, I mean, it takes the edge off the pain, generally speaking. Imagine having pain that's so bad that you can't get high. You literally, you have the narcotic painkillers that they get concerned about because people get high on them and get addicted and everything, and it's a no, I can't get high. The pain doesn't allow it. Yeah, no, instead I rarely take painkillers at all unless things are like really bad, and I'm not taking anything more potent than Motrin or Aleve. But I do live with the TENS unit 24/7, all day, all the time. I have a TENS unit that spends an hour on, half an hour off, hour on, half an hour off as far as therapy goes, 24/7, zapping a main nerve in the leg that interferes with the body's processing of pain signals. And it is a world of difference. And of course, the doctor doesn't want to give me the narcotics because after my eventual hip replacement, he'll have to give me the narcotics, and he wants them to work for me. Everything's got its hook, got its catch. Yeah, I can use this for a while and have good benefit from it, or I can have it when I really need it because the doctor cut me open again and took out bone and replaced it with metal. Most 30-year-olds, they're a little past 30, but most people in the early 30s, they're like, I may have a joint replacement sometime in the future. They don't know. I've known for a while. It's going to happen. It's not an if, it's a when. Imagine being 30 and arthritic. It's no fun, but what can you say? You live life or you don't. That's what some people don't get, especially the people that don't live with conditions like that. Is they don't get it. It's like you live life or you don't. You pandering to me doesn't help me live life. And of course, if they don't have any thing wrong with themselves, they frequently don't understand. I was talking to, so I was trying to explain, get a concept of a condition that has many different ways it can impact you. And it's kind of like, trying to explain it. Do they know anybody who's like severely autistic, like completely non-functional as an adult autistic? Because that's what you can contrast that to me, where I'm high functioning and everything, but I'm autistic. You get the different conditions, or same condition but different overall effect. Looks like I get down to the second part of the pool now. It's probably as deep as it gets. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things, and that's why it's so disingenuous, Kyler, on the studies they had. They're concerned about painkillers becoming addictive with the narcotics, because they've actually studied the function. They've studied the way that narcotics and these kinds of painkillers and drugs work in the human body as somebody who's got moderate to severe chronic pain. And what happens is the body's pain centers latch onto the drug before it can get anywhere close to impacting the brain to get you high. It's like you burn off the drug, you burn off the high before it can get to you. And that's where you get I've had situations when I was younger. I had my wisdom teeth out and had Vicodin, and I thought that was the worst pain I was going to experience in my life. But 2 Vicodin and I was functional, just a little bit loopy, and I lost some of the fine motor control. So I was still internet chatting back at that time, and it was like typing with mittens on, or at least with gloves, like winter gloves on. So you're going for one key and you're typing like you're drunk, and that would last for a few hours. It took about 45 minutes to kick in. That would last for a few hours and then fade out. I could take the same dosage of Vicodin today and not a twitch, not a twinge. Just it'd take the edge off the pain, but it would not do anything else to that in the greater scheme of things. There'd be no loopy, there'd be no lack of motor control. I've been there, I've done it. And they gave me Oxy after my accident. And it's like, hey, this eases the post-accident, post-surgery pain for an hour or two. Well, it's human nature to complain about what's going on with us, Kyler. And definitely, if we've had life where things haven't been an issue for us before, and it becomes an issue, we're going to complain about that. I used to play basketball. Now I can't run. I didn't play basketball well, but I used to play basketball. I used to play soccer and volleyball. Again, of middling to fair wellness, but I used to do it. I'm not into athletics at all now. It's a little more challenging to get me on a walk, and okay, I didn't used to jog, but I used to at least run playing games. But you know what? I'm here. I've been through situations that it should have killed me multiple times. I'm here. I have got a purpose in my life. Oh, I'd rather have the opiates, but they're trying to preserve the pain, the pain deadening benefit of it. So they know it's not going to get me high, but they're trying to preserve the pain reducing function of it. So I just get the Motrin or the Aleve now, which, 4 Motrin, 2 Aleve. If I'm having a really bad day, it does help a little bit when I add it to the TENS unit. That TENS unit's the night and day life-saving difference, but you get a day that the weather's bad enough or something like that, bad enough temperature shift, or, oh, hey, there's hurricanes on the south side of Cleveland. Yes, I will feel, in some cases, a weather front that far away. That's it. It's like, oh, hey, there's tornadoes off the south side of Cleveland, so I'm having a bad day today. It's a thing. You get on. Then you find the things that distract you. I'm a little stiff and sore afterwards. I can be very stiff and sore afterwards, but streaming is a distraction. Oh my word, speaking of distractions, you obnoxious critter, how did you get up here? I know you were shut in the pen. Okay. All of your friends are in the pen. You're just gonna become another dinner accessory. Yeah, I gotta shut down my stream, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8:46. I didn't even recognize most of the passage of that time. Throw those in there to cook. I'll start getting things closed down because Lords of the Night is starting in just under 15 minutes on the Ranting Monkeys channel. I've said many a times, I'll say it again, I am never going to try and overlap the Lords of the Night because there's a wonderful it's a wonderful quote from the Wheel of Time series. It's like a wise man knows to avoid a fight that he not only must lose but will look like a fool in doing so. Yeah, that's me trying to overrun on Lords of the Night. So if you are big into the news commentary, political commentary, social commentary, off-color commentary realm, pick them up in just over 10 minutes on the Ranting Monkeys channel. If you search for the Ranting Monkey, you will see the avatar. It's also in one of my videos. Kind of hard to miss. They'll be on for 2 hours, and then around 11:15, 11:30, Ranting Monkey and 2 Cents Plus will be on 2 Cents Plus. Sats at 2 Cents will be on 2 Cents Plus with more Fallout 76 gameplay. And hope you enjoy stuff like that. I am going to close out with one last piece of music and thank you for showing up. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff that tries to trick YouTube because they don't help us out. And have a great night. I will see you hopefully next week with an art stream.
3.
Well, not going to repeat a song, sorry. How'd I manage that? So let's come back. We'll do this one.
In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clear and red, when the summer ceased its gleaming, when the corn is past its prime, when adventure's lost its meaning, I'll be homeward bound in time. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow. Set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. If you find it's me you're missing, if you're hoping
stop and turn, then the wind will set me racing as my journey nears its end, and the path I'll be retracing as I'm homeward bound again. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clear and red, when the summer ceased its gleaming, when the corn is past its prime, when adventure's lost its meaning, I'll be homeward bound.